We got Volkan Oezdemir back here on the program. Is going to be taking on Dominick Reyes coming up here at UFC on ESPN Plus 5 on March 16th. Volkan, how are you, man?
I'm doing great. Thank you. What about you?
I'm doing great. I appreciate you asking. It's about 9 o'clock your time right now, or you're back home in Switzerland?
Yes, I decided to go back also to Switzerland, do my camp over there, waiting for my return to the US. So it's just going to take a while. I'm waiting on my visa right now, but I'm back to my roots right now. I'm training at the same gym that I've been doing most of my fight with. So it's kind of the old school vibe I'm having around me. So it's really cool.
That's good. And in terms of being back home, does it make things easier? You know, being close to friends and everything like that. What's been the mood like for this camp?
Yeah, it's definitely something different because I have my family close to me. I have my friends also around. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to kind of isolate myself. You know, I'm spending my days at the gym. I'm going home also. So trying to not being too much social, you know, because right now it's fight camp, you know. Yeah, it has to be. I have to be dedicated to what I'm doing and just to be able to give the 100% every day.
And I think the other thing too is in Florida. I mean, the weather's really good right there now. You know, back home, it's probably quite cold. Does that kind of get you into sort of like a Rocky mindset? I don't know if you've seen the Rocky movies. You know, just being sort of cold and having to get up early. It makes you a tougher person, I think.
I like it definitely. You know, it's kind of challenging sometimes because definitely there's a lot of snow right now. You know, it's back into the old. You know, you have to get up early to take the snow off your car and make a way for yourself and stuff like that. So it's kind of funny too. And I live next to the mountains, so I like to go there, you know, a lot, and spend my time over there and enjoy it.
That's excellent. Let's talk about your last fight. I know things didn't go your way in that one against Anthony Smith, but you looked good in that fight up until the end. What do you take away from that performance that you can bring into this fight?
I think it's just giving me more experience for long fights. You know, like 4 to 5 rounds or like 3 and plus and stuff like that. Most of my fights have been, like super fast. Fast knockouts or 1 round KO, and now it's definitely giving me more, experience, for me, for long fight and tough fight and stuff like that. So it's definitely a great experience, and I'm improving all the time. So it's all good.
Were you surprised to see Anthony get the title shot after that win?
No, I was ranked number 2, and I think my time my time in division also was. I was able to go get the title shots sooner or later. The number 1 was Gustafsson, and he got the title shot. So definitely the number 2 will be next, or maybe one more fight, or it all depends. Definitely you need fresh blood. So because I fought for the title not too long ago. Then maybe it won't be the next fight, but definitely 1 or 2 fights. So yeah, definitely he did a great run at 205. He had some like 3 big victories, against 2 former champions and the ranked number 2 at the time. So definitely it's definitely the next step for him.
Let's talk about your opponent, Dominick Reyes, undefeated. He's got that 10-0 record. How do you feel like you match up against him here?
Oh, really well. I think it's a great fight. It's a great matchup for the fans. We both comes there and strike. It's going to be a really exciting fight. It's a no-brainer. People have to go and watch it. But definitely it's going to be a great fight for me because I know he has nothing to go against me. I have all the weapons. I have everything under control, so it's going to be a great match.
Do you feel like quality of opponents will play a role in this one? You fought really, really tough guys. I mean, you fought for the title. You've had fights against some of the really top guys in the division, and Dominick just sort of had that in his last fight. He fought OSP, someone that you also fought. Do you feel like experience will play a factor in this fight?
Yeah, I think I slowly become a veteran in the game, so that's kind of funny for me. Now that I'm facing also not younger guy, but people that have less experience, and that was my position before. So definitely, it's really good. But you saw what I did with pretty much no experience or really low experience. So it's all about your mindset. You have to go there and strong, and this is something I know I always bring. My head is on my shoulder, and my head is really strong, and that's why I always go there and aim for the knockout.
And you mentioned training back home. Who are some of the coaches that are helping you out, and who are some of the training partners you get to work with?
Yeah, I have all my old staff at the Fight Move Academy. It's in Neuchâtel. So I have a bunch of people, and I have 2 or 3 people that are coming also. I fly 2 people here, and I have some other people that just drove all the way here from different country. So it's also really good because I can also experience a different kind of game. The European game is definitely different. The striking is a really high level here. We have people from Netherlands also coming here, so it's really great. It's a really great atmosphere for me. It's definitely a different kind of training that there is in America, but to each their own benefits. Definitely.
Who's going to be in your corner for this fight?
I'm gonna have my old coach, so the one I'm training with me, the one that is training with me right now a lot. Another coach from Switzerland also that is accompanying me for all the fights, and then it's all gonna be Henry Hooft that is gonna be probably cornering in London, also, or I'm gonna get one of my sparring partner with me.
And how do you see this fight playing out on March 16th?
Oh, it's really well. It's going to be a great matchup for me. It's going to be a one-sided match. I think Dominic doesn't have anything that can scare me.
You mentioned your visa process. Any idea when you'll be allowed back into the States? Have they given you any indication?
I think it's just no. I just got last contact with my lawyers today, but then they just told me that they need to ask somebody else the question. It's a long process, It's how it happened, but hopefully after my fight, maybe a few weeks here, I can do some PR, some press, some media, and then I can go back to the US. That will be great.
Okay, that's good. And you seem pretty optimistic that it's going to get sorted out because you never know with visas and Trump's in power right now. There's all these interesting things happening right now in the States.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably more difficult right now than it was before, definitely for us. So yeah, it's at the end of the day, it's just a matter of time, and of course, you always wanna come back ASAP, as quick as you can, but then sometimes you just have to wait and let the things just clear out by their own.
And the UFC's been good about this whole thing. I guess in the meantime, they'll just keep booking you in Europe. Just if this takes a while.
Yeah, definitely. Anyway, there is a bunch of fight cards all around the world. There's many countries where I can, UFC have event, and I also want to be fighting in Brazil one day. So maybe it's going to be the perfect timing for me to be fighting there.
And last question before I let you go, speaking of traveling, when you are allowed back in North America, any plans to go back to Montreal? Because I know you got to train at TriStar before your last fight.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe I will also go in the meantime if the visa situation is not sorted out, because then it's going to be easier also for me to be there and maybe on the same time zone with my fiance that is back there, and that will be definitely a easier time for me or for her to come visit me during the weekend.
Did you get to try any poutine in Montreal, or I guess not because you had the fight coming
No, I did. Yeah, I didn't have the opportunity to do. My friends were eating that like every day, um, almost every day. But yeah, I saw a lot of them in front of me, but I never be able to taste it.
Well, we're looking forward to this fight. It's coming up here March 16th. It is UFC on ESPN +5. Volkan, always good talking to you, man. Just remind people where they can find you on social media. And if you have any sponsors or shout outs, the floor is yours.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Volkan_Oezdemir, Facebook also, and Twitter. Same address, guys. So definitely, I'm gonna have a lot of media also coming up. Some video. I'm shooting a few video for the upcoming fight. So it's gonna be busy on my Instagram and my social media. So guys, just check it out.